Hey everyone, nice to see you all. Hopefully you've all had a great week, and here we are again for the second Wine Time Pilates in the series. So happy Friday, cheers. Let's get a sip in straight away. So for anyone who's interested, this is what I'm drinking today. 2018 Pinot Noir, love it. And let's have another cheeky little sip before we get going. And of course, you don't have to be alcoholics. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to drink wine if you don't want to. Any drink of choice is absolutely fine. So one more cheers and we'll get going. Let's do it. All right, so I'll fix this camera up a bit. Great, pop my wine here on the table. And let's get into it. So placing those feet on the mat, standing up as tall as we can, drawing in the belly button, lifting the pelvic floor. Big breath in. We're going to roll the body down, bend the knees, let the arms hang heavy. Nice big breath in here. Exhale, tummy to spine as we roll up, straightening up those knees. Big breath in. Exhale, rolling down, bend the knees. Breath in, rolling up, just thinking about how your body's feeling today, where you feel tight, where you feel good. Rolling down, last one. Feeling that beautiful stretch out of the lower back. Up we come. We're going to float our arms out to the sides. Let's move into some side bends. Breathing into tilt, exhale up. Inhale to the other side, exhale up. Just again checking in with your body, seeing how you're feeling. Side bends are the best, one of my favorite things ever to do. And we'll do a couple more to each side. So as we head over to one side, we really want to open up through those ribs, get a really good stretch down our side body. Good, same to this side, really stretch it out, make the most of it. And let's go, last one, each side. Stretch, 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 and up. Last one. Good, moving straight into our rotation. So you're going to turn your palms to the roof, bend those knees. Make sure the weight is evenly distributed, heels and toes. You need to be able to wiggle around your toes, of course. So the heels and the balls of the feet, I should say. You can wriggle around those toes. Try and keep the pelvis nice and square. That's it. After this warm up, we get to have another little sip. Great. Last one each side. Reward ourselves with a shoulder roll, but also a sip of your drink. Amazing. So we're going to do a little bit of a warm up for those legs and get into a little bit of stuff for the lower body before getting down to the mat. So we'll face the front. Actually, no, I'm going to face the side for this one, but feel free to face anywhere you like. So you want those feet, same as they were before, right underneath your hip joints, and we're going to sit down in a chair. So you're going to send your butt back, reach your arms up so your arms are sitting beside your ears. Your weight is definitely back over those heels. Try not to overarch the spine, so you may have to give a little bit of a pelvic tuck there, really pulling that tummy in. We're just warming up our quads. Keep the shoulders down. Just holding here. That's it. We're going to survive. It's going to be okay. Let's do some tiny little bounces here and keep that weight back in your heels. Getting some body heat down into those legs. And we'll do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, super awkward. We're just going to walk forward to the top of your mat, but staying in this seated position. You're going to take your hands onto your, let's say your right knee. So if you're facing the front, it's time to swivel to the side. And then you're going to take your left leg all the way to the back of the mat. So we're in a lovely hip flexor stretch here. Now, if your drink is in reach, feel free to go for it. Mine's a little bit far back, but I'll get it when we spin around to the other side. Keep that chest up. We want to feel a nice stretch down our hip flexors. So we've got a lot of stuff going on here, getting some really good warmth in our legs. All right, so we're coming back to that chair situation. So one step and sitting into your chair. Good. Now, super awkward again. We're going to walk backwards to the back of the mat. Lucky we're at home, no one can see us. Doing these weird awkward moves, and then we're going to spin around to the other side. All right, ready to step the other leg back this time. It's the right leg. So all the way to the back of the mat. Here we are. Nice hip flexor stretch. Feel free to lower that back knee down to the mat if you need to. Chest up. Feel that nice stretch. Feel the body heat in your left leg. And then we're going to do one more step back to that chair situation. Nice and low. And then as we come up, you're going to squeeze those glutes. And we've earned another sip of our drink. So off you go to do that. Great. So I'm going to continue with the chair theme. I'm going to spin back around to the first side. Towards the top of your mat is fine. This time the hands are just going to go on the hips, and we're going to find that same kind of position, maybe not quite as low as before. Taking the weight to the right side, the left leg is going to tap, and then bring it back in and just lightly tap. So tap behind, pull it in. Use your hands to see if your hips feel square. Tap and tap, really pulling that tummy in nice and strong. And tap. We're just going to do 5 more. 5 and 4. Keep those shoulders back, chest up. 3, 2, and 1, and up we come. Turning around, moving to the top of the mat, other side. Sitting down into our chair. When you're ready, weight goes to the left leg this time. Stepping back, tap it in, tap it back, and in. That's the way. And in. Use those hands just to check how your pelvis is going. I think we've got 3 to go. 3, 2, and 1, and up we come. Good. Give the legs a bit of a shake. Time for another sip of the old vino. And we're going to have a little stretch out of those quads. Oh, just excuse me while I fix my watch. Okay, so let's stand on our left leg. You're going to grab your right foot, join those knees together, pull your heel to your glute, tuck the pelvis under, and you should feel a really nice strong stretch down that right quad. So with Wine Time Pilates, it's not a super strenuous class, a little bit of a mix of working hard but having a nice little stretch. It is Friday evening. We should be nice to ourselves. Let's swap our legs. Grab your foot, grab your balance, line the knees up, heel to butt cheek, and then tuck your butt under, giving your glutes a bit of a squeeze. Draw those 2 sit bones towards each other. And we're going to release. So we're going to come all the way down to the mat. And before I do that, I'm going to bring this camera down. That should be good. Okay, so 1 foot behind the other, hands out in front, slowly down. Try not to use your hands unless you desperately need them. We're going to flick one leg around to the side, so we're in a Z sit position here. And because we're nice and close to our wine, let's go for another little drink. What a lovely drop that is. Okay, arms out to the side. Let's go for a beautiful stretch up and over. How good is this stretch? I've got my right leg in front, my left leg tucked to the back, my right arm reaching over, and As we come back up, we're going to swing our legs around to the other side. And here we go. Oh, beautiful stretch. Feels so nice. And up we come, spinning around to one side. You're going to bring your legs nice close to yourself, so you're giving resting on the mat here. So it's really easy to hunch the shoulders. You can go all the way down to the mat, out slightly as we go down. So we're going really slowly. So let's see how we go. Woo! There's going to be a point where we do a bit of a roll, but that's okay. Bring those knees in towards your armpits. Give yourself a cuddle, bit of a rock side to side. Straight into some abdominal exercises. So we're going to lift the knees into tabletop. Take those hands behind the head. I really want you to flatten out your abdominals and flatten out your lower back into the mat. So exhale, lift, inhale down. Nice and easy to start. Feel free to pop your feet down onto the mat if you prefer to start that way, rather than going straight in to the lower abdominals as well. And we're going to do only 5 more. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Holding the last one. And here we release the hands. We reach to the bottom of the mat and we're just going to bounce. Hey beast. We're just going to bounce those arms nice and slow. We're going to breathe in. 2, 3, 4 and out. 2, 3, 4. Nice big deep breath in. 2, 3, 4 and out. 2, 3, 4. Make sure those tummies are staying down and not doming up to the roof. 4 and out. 2, 3, 4. Last one. 2, 3, 4 and out. 2, 3, 4. Hands behind the head. Stay lifted if you can. Sending one leg and the other. So we're just doing cheeky little single leg stretch, supporting the neck, driving that lower back down into the mat. Oh, time to get a foot cramp. That sounds about right. Woohoo! And we're going to reward ourselves with a wine in just a sec. 3 and 2. Nice and controlled. And 1. Before we reward ourselves with the wine, let's straighten out both legs. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees. Find the floor. Grab behind your legs and just walk your feet out. Assist your body in coming up. Reward yourself for reward yourself for that. You need it for sure. All right, we're going to continue with the ab theme. And let's do a different little control down to the mat this time. We won't cuddle ourselves quite as tight. That was just for a little bit of a back stretch. So let's press those shoulders down, draw the tummy in. You want a curved spine here. And we're going to take our toes up off the floor. So we're going to roll down slow, but we're not going to put our head on the mat. So keep hold of those legs. Slow, 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 slow. It's a little bit easier. Good. So we're basically back to that position that we were in before, but this time leave the hands on top of the knees. Tummy's down, lower back's attached to the floor. Inhale, extend. Exhale, circle around. Pull the knees in. So it's super slow. Extend. And around. That's it. Double leg stretch. Extend. And around. Extend. And around. Very nice. Can we do 5 more at this pace? So it's hard. We get a nice little reward at the end. 4. 3. Keep that chin knotted. Support your neck with one hand if you need it. 2, and last one. This time when we roll up, we're going to see if we can do it without using our hands too much. So really try and use your tummy muscles as we roll up. Find your balance, then lower the legs and go for another sip of your drink. Last little piece of torture for the abdominals before we move on. So again, let's hover those toes. This time, we're going to end up with our legs straight up in the air. So nice and slow, keep that chin nodded. Control, control, control. Take the legs up. And we're just going to reach our fingertips towards our toes. So if you need to pop the hands behind the head, just go for it here. Maybe flex to get that extra hamstring stretch, your choice. But what we're trying to do is just reach up a little higher. Don't feel like you have to touch your toes. You're just lifting your upper back off the floor a little bit more. If you need to support that head, please do so. And we're doing 5, 4, bent knees is fine. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hands behind the head. We're going to leave them there, and we're going to take the feet nice and slow. Bend the knees. We're going to find the floor. Yay! And return that pelvis back to neutral now. So there's a small gap underneath the lower back there. Lifting your chest. Oblique twist. Stay lifted back through center and twist to the front. So even though Pilates seems like it's slow, which it can be, it's really hard. So don't worry if you're struggling, because I am too. I've just got my stage face on, so you can't tell. It's a useful skill to be a performer and have a stage face. People don't know when you're in pain or when you've forgotten what you're meant to be singing or saying or doing. Happens all the time. Last one to each side. And we're going to do one roll up to get to our drink, which we've left behind. So straighten out those legs. Stretch out the body. While you're here, give yourself a bit of love. Just arch the back, have a little bit of a wiggle around, maybe wobble the pelvis side to side, allow those ribs to open. Now we're going to join everything back up together, legs together, dig those heels into the floor, arms first, chin to chest, up we come, rounded spine, sitting tall, and here we go with our one. So what we're going to do is, actually no, I promised you to have a break from your abs. Hang on. We'll go back to the roll-ups and we'll have a break and do some bridging instead. So hands straight out in front, rolling down. So just reversing exactly what we just did. Hands onto the mat, one leg in, then the other one, neutral spine. Let's do some pelvic tilts forward and back. Give your lower back some love. That's it. Make the movement nice and big. Just try and keep it out of the neck and shoulders. And then on the next one, we'll continue to roll all the way up and all the way down. So with bridging, there's several ways you can do it depending on really what you're trying to achieve. So if you really need to build strength in your hamstrings, or you want to engage your hamstrings more, once you get to the top, you want to pull your heels towards your glutes. So that's going to help activate those hamstrings more. You might get a bit of a cramp. But if you want to avoid too much hamstring, you want to push into your heels or push the feet down into the ground and really squeeze your butt cheeks. And that's going to work a lot more with your glutes and take the pressure off the cramping situation. So neither is wrong or right. It just depends on what you really want to achieve. Rolling up, for me, definitely glutes. Less hamstrings, more glutes, but you might be different. Back to neutral. Up we go. Think about increasing the space between each vertebra as you roll up. Good. So when we get to the top, that's going to be where we'll pause. And from here, we want to extend our left leg all the way to the bottom of the mat. And then we're going to go down to the mat with the glutes, with the hips. And you can see that my knee bends. And then we press up. So we lower down, press up. There's not much weight at all in this leg, but you can balance it out depending on how you feel. Lower down and up. Let's go 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll pause at the top. Bring that leg back in. Reset your bridge. Straighten to the other side. Extend the right leg. Lower down and up. Lower down and up. Beautiful. We're going to get to that 1 in just a sec. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hold at the top. Bring that leg in. Reset your bridge. Make sure you're drawing your ribs together, squeezing the glutes, rolling down. And we're going to go straight into a sitting up situation so we can have another sip of our wine because it's Friday after all. Okay, going well for time. Another cheeky little sip there. Oh, my watch is doing all kinds of crazy things. Okay, great. More hamstrings, and then we're going to move into those roll-ups. Okay, so hands out in front, rolling down, nice and slow. Walk those feet in. Hands on the ground. Single bridge. For this one, try not to pull with the heels. Let's try and press the feet down into the ground and really squeeze those glutes because our hamstrings are going to be working hard enough here. So you're going to take one leg straight up to the roof. And we're going to lower our hips down to the ground. Press up. So that last exercise was a bit of a prep for this one. And if you would prefer to go back to the other one, be my guest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and holding the last one, we can do it. We're going to swing that leg, hit the floor, little kick, hit the floor, little kick. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Straight into the other side. Even up that bridge. Reset everything. Other leg up. Down we go. Find the floor. Press up. Down and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leg swings. 6 of them. Hit the floor. Little kick. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And find the floor. Even up your bridge. Let's roll down. Leave that lower back attached to the floor. Give yourself a bit of a cuddle. We're going to stretch out the back. So let's send our right leg all the way down to the mat. Keep hold of your left knee. We're going to move that knee around. And we're going to twist the spine all the way onto the floor. Twist the knee. Oh my gosh, how good is this stretch? Oh, it's so good. Every time I do it, it feels different. And it's probably the same for you. So just accept what it is. I mean, maybe you did it yesterday and you felt fine. And today you're like, it's really tight. So it is what it is. Oh, but it still feels good all the same. And one more breath. Other side, and then we'll pause for a little sip. So let's bring the right knee into your chest. Send the left leg nice and long along the mat. A little bit of movement in that right hip. Keep hold of the knee. Find the floor. Twist the spine. Gently settle into your stretch. Oh my gosh, can't get over how good it feels. A few nice big breaths. So good. Last big breath in and out. Lovely. Now we're going back to those roll-ups that I promised. So center yourself on the mat. We're going to do a single roll-up and then make sure our drink is in the right spot. And then we'll do a few with a few variations. So we'll take those arms behind us, connect through those ribs, through those abs. Arms come first, rolling up, round the spine, sit tall, make sure your drink is within reach. And down we go, rolling down. So each time we do a roll up, we get to reward ourselves with a drink. Of course, you don't have to drink at the same pace as me or anyone else. You can do exactly what you want. Sitting tall. Don't judge me if I drink every one. If I take a drink with every rep. We're going to gradually build up on how hard it is. Okay, so this one, you're going to keep your arms in line with your ears. So nodding your chin to chest, going to feel harder because your arms are not giving you any help. So we still want to get to that C curve and we're rounded here. And then we sit tall. We pause, one arm can stay up. Lifting right out of that pelvis, lengthen the spine. Keep the arms by the ears as we roll down. Try to keep those heels attached to the mat, nice and slow, nice and slow, nice and slow. Good. One more exactly like that. Nodding chin to chest. Slow, slow, slow. Good. Let's fold forward. Give ourselves a little bit of a break. If you could drink in this forward position, go for it. So we're giving our little bit of a stretch. Our hamstrings a bit of a stretch. Let's lengthen the spine. And we roll down. Arms stay by the ears. One vertebra at a time. All the way down. This time, hands behind the head. So it's getting a little bit harder with each or every couple of reps. So nodding chin to chest. Try not to yank on your neck. We round the spine. We're not diving all the way forward, just to about there. Then sitting tall, we're going to twist to the back, through center, twist to the front, through center. A sip if you like. And then we're going to roll down. Next one, we're going to do those twists with a bit of an incline. Hands stay where they are, so we roll up. Good. Sitting tall. Lean back a little bit, not too much. Twist. Back to center. Twist. Back to center. One more time. Twist. Back to center. Twist. Back to center. Sitting tall. Flopping forward. Your feet, if you can. To do. It doesn't involve any twisting, but it is a little bit of a different flow. So hands behind the head. We're going to roll down. Nice. Okay, hands behind the head. This is the last roll up. Up we go. We're going to dive forward. So nose to knee, round that back. We're going to restack the body. From about your bra strap up, you're going to lift and extend the thoracic spine. Then we're going to hinge back at the hips. When we can't go any further, then we reverse and roll down, and you'll be glad to know that that business is all over now. So bring the knees in one at a time. Give yourself a little bit of love. And we're going to just do a little bit of a rock to get up and over onto our hands and knees. So the rock is nice and easy. You're not even going to think about it. You're not going to even worry about your technique. We're just going to do a few of these. And cross your legs, up and over we go. You want to reset your body here. If you want to pop a pillow, I was going to say pillow and cushion, and it came out something a little bit strange. So a pillow or a cushion under your knees. Find that really nice tabletop position here that we love. So push that floor away, pull the tummy in. And we're going to start with the left leg. So you're going to shift your weight to the right knee slightly, and you're going to press that left leg back. Bring it in. So think about everything you're doing here. We don't want to go too crazy. We want it to be nice and controlled, and we don't really want that lower back overworking. So think about your glute, your hamstring helping a little bit, lengthening the hip flexor as you press that heel up to the roof. Good. Use your glute. That's it. Tummy's in. Don't let the lower back sway too much. I'm a little bit of a culprit for that. Good. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Holding here. Little pulses. Really focus glute, not lower back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it in. Same leg. Straighten it out. Rest your toe on the floor. I'm going to press that back leg up, and we're going to dip down to the mat. Good. Up we come. Tap the floor. Lower down. So we just about get those elbows resting on the mat. Tap. Lower. And up. In 3 more reps, we're going to have a sip. 3, 2, and 1. And bring it in. Grab your wine or your gin or your kombucha or your water or whatever it is. Nearly at the end of the glass. Might need a refill. Okay, so now is a good time for a refill or another sip, depending on how you're going. Love this wine, guys. Nericon, 2018, New South Wales. Love it. All right, let's spin around, other side. Find the mat, find your tabletop, and we're going to start with that right leg. So take your weight to the left. You're going to press back, pull it in, press back, pull it in. Be really careful of that lower back. If you can't quite get your knee up as high as your hip, then don't. You do you. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulses. Up we go. So we're still trying to keep a bit of a right angle with that knee. Tummy's in. Strong arms. Don't hyperextend those elbows. Soft bend in them will help. 3, 2, and 1. Bring that knee in. Even up your body. Straighten that leg. Lowering down. Elbows touch the mat. So basically we're trying to keep that long line from our heel all the way to our neck. Using the strength in our arms, in our tricep, in our chest to control this tip forward. Good. And we're 2 more times. 2 and 1. Good. All the way up. Bring it in. If you're up for it, another little sip. All right, make sure you're feeling all right because we're going to go upside down for a hot minute here. So plant those hands, tuck those toes. We're going to lift straight up. You don't have to straighten your legs right off the bat. If your hamstrings are feeling really tight or you're just not quite sure, keep those knees bent. But if you're feeling okay, straighten them out. Feel that beautiful stretch down your hamstrings. Make sure your shoulders are not up around your ears. Nice. If you're up for it, maybe press your chest through your arms a little bit if you want to get that nice shoulder stretch. Don't worry, we're not going to be upside down for too long. And if you're wide enough in your pike, I don't think I am, but if you are, you may be able to come straight down into your plank. I may have to step my feet back a little bit here. Don't be afraid to adjust your bodies if you need to. So here we are, nice strong plank. Really give those butt cheeks a good squeeze. Holding. All right, do you think you can lift a leg? Nice and strong here. Good. Gently lower. Other side. Holding. Remember, it's totally fine to drop a knee to the mat. And repeat. First leg. And other leg. Find the mat. We're going to go all the way down to the ground. Keep those elbows tucked in until we have our tummies resting on the mat. Place your hands around about where your shoulders are, or even a little bit further back. Pubic bone into the mat. And you're just going to lift up into a back extension. So you absolutely do not need to get your arms straight, but what I don't want is your shoulders up around your ears. So have a wiggle around, make sure you're comfortable. What we want is length through the spine. And we're going to do a cheeky little look over our right shoulder. Back to center. Cheeky little look over our left shoulder. Back to center. And we'll slowly release. Good. Let's move those hands forward a touch. Forearms are flat on the mat. You're going to lift into an extension. Your arms can go straight here if you think that that's achievable. And as we release down to the mat, you're going to engage your glutes, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your glutes. Use your hammies. Lift the legs. Lower the legs. Lift the chest. So it's like a really controlled and really boring rocking chair, rocking horse. And up, working on the strength in our spine. We're really close to the end, everyone. You've done so well. Good. After this next one, it's time for a sip. Lower those legs. Sitting back, you can choose to take your knees wide or bring them together. If they're together, it's more of a stretch for the lower back. Tuck your chin. Enjoy this. Feels so good. Maybe a little wobble to the side. And take your hands around to the front. Lean into your stretch. And around to the other side. Lean. Back to center. Sitting tall. Just about done. We're going to do a cheeky little inner thigh stretch. Everybody's favorite, the yogi squat. Let's enjoy maybe one, maybe 2 sips of wine. If you are drinking your wine, I hope you are also drinking some water or plan to drink some water after this. So we're going to come into a little bit of a yogi squat. So the idea is to have your heels roughly shoulder width apart, give or take. And you're going to place your hands together. Just use your elbows to gently press back on those knees. And that helps to be able to keep the chest up. This one's not for everyone, so don't be too hard on yourself if it's not for you today. But if you're nearly there, keep working on it, because I promise you will get there. Maybe having a little wobble around here. Really nice to open up the hips, especially if you've been sitting down all day, or even if you haven't. It's just a nice thing to do. And we're so close to the end. All right, so we're going to see if we can literally stand all the way up from here. So before we even attempt that, let's get our weight into our heels as much as we can. We don't want our knees to flop forward. It's going to put all kinds of pressure on our joints. So try and think about your knees going that way. Squeeze your glutes on the way up. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hooray! Okay. We are at the end. So let's have another little sip before we do our roll downs to finish. All right, place those feet on the mat, standing up as tall as you can. Big breath in, rolling down. Notice how you feel now. Hopefully it's a lot different. Rolling up. Goes so quickly when we're all having a good time, having some wine. Up we come. We're going to do one more time. Rolling down. Rolling up. Good. Let's have one more sip to finish. Yay. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate all your support, and make sure, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe to this YouTube channel. That makes all the difference for me. Have a lovely Friday, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.